Hello and welcome to this NEWS9 special. A lot has been churning in Maharashtra. Ajit Pawar, the nephew of Sharad Pawar, has been trying to move in a game of well-thought chess moves with the BJP. Now, this is quite strange now in Maharashtra, where we have seen how this particular overture towards the BJP has resulted in a lot of curiosity among political leaders. For the last 2 days, the discussion in Maharashtra political circle is revolving around Ajit Pawar. There are claims that Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's MLAs will be disqualified and leader of opposition Ajit Pawar will join the BJP. That date is for the verdict on the Sena division case is also approaching, and this has given rise to possibilities for the parties in this state. Hypothetically, if Shinde's government collapses following Supreme Court's verdict, the question would be, can Ajit Pawar bring BJP government again? Now, to discuss more about it, we have in our studios Brijesh Pandey, who's our political editor at NEWS9. We also have Ashok Bagaria, who is the legal editor at NEWS9. Kiran D. Thare, who's also joining us on Zoom, and Sanjay Jog, a senior journalist, will also be joining us. Well, the first question, when it comes to politics, we straight away head to Brijesh. Brijesh, what is it? Is it a hypothetical situation that we are looking at, or is it an insurance policy that the BJP is engaged in?
I think it's more of an insurance policy which the BJP is engaged in. This is not the first time that BJP has made overtures to Ajit Pawar. You remember that famous, very early morning swearing in of Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar as his deputy, but it went nowhere. So I think, the BJP is also aware of the fact that a decision on the future of, whether the MLA stands disqualified, which is the Eknath Shinde faction or not, or whether the other side stands disqualified, is going to come on 5th of May. And the BJP, it seems, doesn't want to take any chances, and this is the reason why they have approached Ajit Pawar. There are many who believe, and it's being chronicled well, and Kiran would throw more light on it, been covered pretty extensively in the Mumbai press for the last week, 10 days, about how Ajit Pawar, for a day, he actually went and met Home Minister Amit Shah, and there was a due deliberation on how to take this entire situation forward. There are also talks of how Ajit Pawar's, the majority of the MLAs which he's talking about, are not very comfortable with the idea that if this happens without the blessing of Sharad Pawar, so they all know, what Sharad Pawar is capable of as far as ensuring or making sure that the situation doesn't get out of hand or surprise him. So they are also in talks with him. If this happens, the two big questions which will emerge is A, what will happen to Eknath Shinde, and B, rather three questions. B, what will happen to Mahavikas Aghadi, and C, whether this will come as a massive boost as far as Uddhav Thackeray is concerned.
Well, Uddhav Thackeray will be looking at the courts. Let's get in Ashok Bagaria to this. What would be the impact of that particular case? Because it would technically define about how splits and mergers will happen in Indian political system. Is that the case that we are looking on May 5th?
Well, two things first before I respond to your pointed question. Is that first, that there is a lot of speculation as to which way the Supreme Court will rule. There is speculation. People believe in Maharashtra that this case would be decided against the Eknath Shinde faction. But let me tell the viewers that it's still 3 weeks away before the judgment will be delivered. Now the judgment has to be delivered before May 14th because one of the senior judges on the 5-judge bench is set to retire on that day. So the judgment will happen before May 14th. Now, what exactly has triggered this movement in Maharashtra, we don't know whether these are rumors or just speculations, empty speculations, or is it just a ploy by the Bharatiya Janata Party to create a division in the NCP. Now, coming back to your question as to what the Supreme Court will actually decide. There are multiple questions before the Supreme Court, but the most crucial one is with respect to disqualification of the MLAs which went with Eknath Shinde and subsequently were a part of the majority which was proved on the floor of the House when Uddhav Thackeray resigned. So that is the crux of the matter, that what is the legal status of these MLAs who defected from Uddhav faction of the Shiv Sena and moved to Eknath Shinde party, Eknath Shinde's side, were they actually eligible to vote on the floor of a house when a disqualification petition was already pending before the speaker? So were they actually qualified to vote on the floor of the house? This is the crux of the matter. Now, if the Supreme Court comes to a conclusion that no, they couldn't have voted because there was a disqualification petition pending, so what happens is that the Mahavikas Aghadi government comes into minority. Now, in a situation like this, the BJP or the Uddhav or the Eknath Shinde faction will try to cobble together numbers to ensure that the MVA numbers are still there and they are past the majority mark to save the government. So this is how the matrix is basically playing out. But there will also be another question, that let's assume a situation if there is a split or Ajit Pawar breaks away with some MLAs to join the Mahavikas Aghadi government, what will be the legal status of such MLAs?
Well, the legal status, when you were speaking about, interesting case with regards to the speaker was there in Karnataka as well. And again over there, the Karnataka High Court was also looking at similar kind of a situation, because so many of them had defected, some of them went for their resignations. But the only difference over here is that you have sitting MLAs who have not resigned and their disqualification is before the speaker, while over there people had come to resign from their position with regards to the speaker in Karnataka. And when we look at all these factors, there is a crucial person called as the speaker. How much of his quasi-judicial authority is now being compromised? Because every time when such things happen, we all go to the court to find out what is the explanation that they want to give or how they interpret the constitutional role of the speaker.
See, as far as the Speaker of the House is concerned, he's the most powerful person when it comes to a situation or of a floor test or deciding on qualification and disqualification of legislators. His authority cannot be challenged on the floor of the House. However, his actions can be judicially challenged. A case can be made out in the High Court or the Supreme Court saying that the Speaker has acted in a malified manner, has not given requisite opportunity or time to the disqualified or supposedly disqualified MLAs to present their side of the story, and the facts and the circumstances were actually not taken into account by the Speaker while disqualifying them. So this is the role of the Speaker. However, that's a very crucial one. But in Maharashtra, the situation got a little more complicated when there was when the members of the Legislative Assembly actually moved a no trust motion against the Speaker. So what we have in Maharashtra is a very strange situation in 2022 where there is a disqualification petition against the MLAs and also a no trust motion against the Speaker. So who is the situation now pans out is that who should the Speaker against whom there is a no trust motion already in place, should he be the competent authority to decide on the disqualifications of the MLAs? Because what is happening or what has happened in the Supreme Court is that the Eknath Shinde faction has taken that high moral ground, saying that there is already a no trust motion against the Speaker. How can he be the person to adjudicate on my fate?
So this is a game of technicalities being played around the rule book. In fact, let us get it in Tare as well into the discussion. What is the current situation on the ground that you in fact find, Kiran Tare? You know, as of now they are saying it's a speculation, but then very interesting statements coming in from the senior Pawar. Sharad Pawar has not technically said no, nor is he saying yes, but everybody is interpreting it as favorable circumstances being created, favorable statements coming in from Sharad Pawar. Your take on it? Well, I think we'll have some kind of audio problem. Yeah. Tare, the question that I was asking was, what is Sharad Pawar's role in this? Because he doesn't seem to be saying yes or no, but everybody is interpreting it as favorable for Ajit Pawar to go ahead with his alliance with the BJP.
I think he's not unmuted.
In fact, there's some audio issues that are there. We will get back to. In fact, let us bring in Sanjay Jog, senior journalist who joins us. Sanjay Jog, the question that I had asked Thari himself, what is on the ground? What is Senior Pawar saying? Senior Pawar, is he saying go ahead with this, or is he playing ambivalent at the moment?
No, there are a couple of things being painted out here. Just take you to last 4 days before, Uddhav Thackeray, Sanjay Raut met Mr. Sharad Pawar along with his daughter as Mumbai resident. In this, meeting, what my sources told, in fact, I spoke to Sanjay Raut, which he came on the record also saying that three interesting things. A, when they asked whether the MVA is intact, Mr. Sharad Pawar has replied, yes, MVA is intact. Secondly, he said he is not going along with BJP, that is for sure. And the third very important thing is that without naming Ajit Pawar, Sharad Pawar has clarified in the meeting is that those who want to go, his words are very clear, those who want to leave or go out of MVA, that will be his or her personal and individual decision with whom MVA has nothing to do anything. I think these three remarks from a veteran leader like Sharad Pawar, who happens to be Ajit Pawar's uncle, is quite clear. Second, very interestingly, Ajit Pawar is sulking because he is not aware. In fact, he is not sure of whether, if at all any situation comes in, he will be the chief ministerial candidate, if at all the situation turning out in MVA's favor. Third very interesting thing, Ajit Pawar, with the support of his elected members, within the NCP there is a number which is going around, which is not going beyond 7. Right now, only 7 legislators are with Ajit Pawar, which is too short. If at all Ajit Pawar has to break away, he will require, out of 53, at least 36 to 37 legislators to go to avoid any disqualification. And the fourth very important thing, which is definitely emerging, or that is there on the ground, is that Ajit Pawar is in a kind of a catch-22 situation. If at all he crosses over, what's the guarantee that he will become the chief minister in a new combination? Secondly, if he does not, then what is his fate in the NCP? And the third, very important within the NCP, which is being discussed, is that if at all, Ajit Pawar goes to avoid any kind of an ED action, who is going to give a guarantee for that? Because right now, even though all the newspapers have written about last week, is that in the Jarandeshwar sugar case, even though the ED has not mentioned he and his wife Sunetra Pawar's name in the charge sheet, but who can give the guarantee that he will be fully absolved in this case? So, these are the interesting things which are being now discussed.
Sanjay Jog, you have in fact raised very important questions regarding this. Let me come back to Brijesh. 2019, the infamous 4-day government of Fadnavis as well as Ajit Pawar, 9 ACP cases dropped, and now 4 days back in this issue about the MSC Bank and Jandeshwar sugar mills and them having a major stake in that, their names are not there. But again, from outside, are we interpreting too much, saying that these are pressure tactics that are just being played out?
Could be, but I think, for the first time, if you look at the fact that the interview which was given by Sharad Pawar, it came as a massive jolt to the opposition's unity, because, his statement came where he said he virtually, made fun of the JPC and also kind of completely sided with or in agreement with Mr. Gautam Adani. Now, the thing is that Congress's main trump card, as far as political trump card is concerned, is Gautam Adani. They're going after Adani group and the Hindenburg scam, and they are targeting, the main target is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it's by guilty by association tactics of the Congress party. Now, when one of the key partner of the Mahavikas Aghadi, which they have shown their clout, that whenever they have fought in unison, they have delivered result and are able to beat the BJP, says something to the effect. And we also saw how Sharad Pawar was also instrumental in engineering to ensure that Rahul Gandhi doesn't make any disparaging remark against Savarkar. Sharad Pawar's legacy is larger than life as far as this Mahavikas Aghadi thing is concerned. He did not, see, till now, he has not made a statement which can be construed as a yes, he is dead against what is happening, or even
That's why I was
whatever.
saying, kind of ambivalent.
He seems to be ambivalent, and Ajit Pawar would be like once bitten twice shy kind of a condition. He saw what Sharad Pawar is capable of. Everybody knows what Sharad Pawar is capable of. So he literally pulled the rug under the Ajit Pawar, Devendra Fadnavis, Ajit Pawar do, and caused massive embarrassment to the BJP. So what will Sharad Pawar do is the biggest question, perhaps, rather than what will Ajit Pawar do. Right now, Sharad Pawar has not opened his trump card.
Well, let's go to Tare, who in fact joins us right now. Tare, what is your reading from the ground? A lot of speculations going on. Does Ajit Pawar have the backing of Sharad Pawar in this, or is it that he's making steps where he's hastily holding himself, but at the same time making some kind of gestures?
Sharad Pawar was never shy of going along with the BJP. We saw it in 2019 when there was a plan that Sharad Pawar had agreed to join the government with the BJP. But at the last moment, he changed his plan. As per Devendra Fadnavis is saying, he changed his plan and he decided to break away with that BJP planning. My sources are saying that Ajit Pawar is making up his mind to join the BJP government. Not the party, but as an alliance of the BJP. As Sanjay was rightly saying that he had 2-3 options. He can join the BJP with a faction of the NCP. Sanjay has given a figure of 10, but I have information that he has more than 10 MLAs supporting him. So Ajit Pawar has that option open. Definitely, there is one thing that Ajit Pawar is not going to be the chief minister immediately, because as far as Eknath Shinde is there, Ajit Pawar will not have any say, will not have a major role to play in this government. Ajit Pawar, what I heard that Ajit Pawar is looking beyond 2024. He is looking for his political career, which might change after the election next year. He is looking for his prospectus in the politics. At present, Ajit Pawar, even though he is a leader of opposition, he doesn't have any major say in the functioning of the party. Almost every decision is being taken by the state president, who is Jayant Patil at the state level, and at the national level, Sharad Pawar is very much active in the politics. There is no sign of his retirement. So Ajit Pawar, he is not sure about his political future. That is one thing. And the second thing which I heard, that Ajit Pawar is looking for a better prospectus for his son. His name is Parth. He is looking for a better prospectus for his son Parth also. Because there is a very interesting anecdote when Ajit Pawar had taken an oath with Devendra Fadnavis 3 years back actually, in 2019. Ajit Pawar had a very few demands, and when Devendra Fadnavis asked him which department would you like to lead, do you need home department, do you need finance department, what do you need? So Ajit Pawar had replied that I don't want anything for me, but just ensure that Parth gets something. Either he gets a seat in Rajya Sabha, or he gets a seat in Legislative Assembly or a Legislative Council. So Parth Pawar's future in politics is also a very important factor. We should not forget that Sharad Pawar had publicly humiliated Parth, saying that I don't give damn to him, he is an immature person. That has hurt Ajit Pawar, and that hurt, the feeling of that hurt is not yet healed. So Ajit Pawar will
Well, Tare,
look
you're
after
saying that
definitely
this is more than BJP trying to have an insurance policy. This is more than in BJP trying to have an insurance policy over here. You're saying that there is a sense of family dispute that is actually playing out with all these speculations then.
Yes, of course, there is a sense of alignment with the family disputes.
Alignment with the family
and
dispute.
Ajit Pawar, everybody knows that they have a Cold War. But we should not forget the factor of Parth also. Ajit Pawar is very much interested in setting Parth he wants to see Parth as a politician.
Well, let's take that to Sanjay. Let's take that to Sanjay as well. Sanjay, how important is Parth Pawar's political future that is playing out over here? Because if it's a family issue that is actually showing some kind of alignment with the current political circumstances, then the entire speculation of Ajit Pawar trying to move to the BJP is more about securing his son's future. Is that the case?
I want to say it is quite interesting. When Supriya Sule, who is being looked at as a natural, heir of Sharad Pawar, was asked recently, do you see that the inheritance or heir issue is over within the NCP? She suddenly shot back. Who says that? So, Ajit Pawar definitely is sulking that right now, Supriya is getting much of weightage when it comes to deciding the party strategies and what the party has to do in future. So, undoubtedly, at the back of mind, Ajit is definitely worried about his future in NCP, even after Sharad Pawar. Right now also, even though he is a leader of opposition, whatever the due that he deserves, he is not getting. That is his feeling, and also it's kind of a disgruntlement which is growing within his own supporters. When it comes to Parth Pawar, Parth, after losing that Lok Sabha seat to the Shiv Sena, nominee, right now Parth's status is not being discussed or explained within the party. Right, after his defeat, humiliating defeat, Parth is totally disassociated, and that too after, Mr. Sharad Pawar has literally slammed him. So after that, his appearance as a public figure or as an NCP youth leader is totally missing. Instead, that, place has been taken by Rohit Pawar, who got elected from Karjat Jamkar, who has been quite, vocal, appearing on TV channels, giving his views, even though he has not been mandated for that. But at the same time, locally, he is taking on BJP. Vis-a-vis, Parth is totally missing from the political activity. But Ajit Pawar will definitely see that Parth is adjusted, Parth is being rehabilitated, which is not happening. But I don't think that's the only important issue when it comes to Ajit Pawar deciding whether to shift or not. What is important here is that whether Ajit Pawar will definitely see that in the party happenings or deciding, any policy decision, whether he will get the due weightage, because right now, Mr. Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, even Congress has said that MVA, if remain intact, they will definitely demolish BJP and Shinde combined. But whether
so that is what they are looking at
definitely agreeable
2024.
for that.
So that's what they are saying. They are looking at 2024. Stay with us, Sanjay Jog. Let me get Ashok Bagaria back into the discussion. There is one person whose political
There's
future.
one more thing I'll just before you.
Yes,
I
Rajesh.
wanted to add is also this, that the survey which is also doing the round of if the Mahavikas Aghadi remains at what they are, and if the BJP takes them on in 2024, Mahavikas Aghadi out of 48 seats, its chances to win majority of the seats, and this is something which will not do good for the entire arithmetical calculations of the BJP as far as 2024 is concerned.
So again, it's like a preemptive strike.
Maybe.
Okay. I was asking Ashok Bagaria, there is a person called Shinde in this entire equation. If it goes against him, political future of that person is going to be very problematic, isn't it?
Well, as far as Shinde is concerned, if the Supreme Court were to rule against him, he's over. Now, when we are discussing Ajit Pawar, we have to first look at the most fundamental question: how many MLAs are going to go with Pawar? Because the Constitution of India today does not recognize defections. It only speaks in terms of split within the political party. Now, what is really going to happen is the moment members of the NCP or MLAs of the NCP go along with Ajit Pawar, there will be a disqualification application which will be filed the first thing before the speaker, saying that these MLAs have moved from the NCP and this is defection and they should be disqualified. The moment they get disqualified, if Ajit Pawar does not have requisite 2/3 numbers to engineer a split within the party, the MLAs will be disqualified. And once the MLAs are disqualified, it will do MVA or the Bharatiya Janata Party no good to have them on their side. So everything from here on, if we are talking about Ajit Pawar
So it's a high-stakes game.
taking the leap of faith and joining the Bharatiya Janata Party, and also at the same time Shinde losing his case in the Supreme Court is concerned, there are many variables which will have to be taken into account, and the legalities will also have to be taken into account. As I said, there will be an immediate disqualification application which will be moved before the speaker, saying that these people, these MLAs have defected and they need to be disqualified. They have to join the BJP. They have defected, and moreover 2/3 have to be there. There has to be a split within the party. Now there is also a pending question before the Supreme Court whether that split has to be within the political party or the legislative party? That again is a larger question, and Uddhav Thackeray has been arguing in the Supreme Court that what has really happened, or what the constitution recognizes, is a split in the political party, not the legislative party, because the legislative party does not represent the political party or the political party workers. It's only the political party which represents the political party. The legislative party are just elected members of the political party. So until and unless all these bases are covered, it will be very dangerous for Ajit Pawar to take that leap of faith and join the Bharatiya Janata Party or the Mahavikas Aghadi to form the government.
Well, Brajesh, this is a high-stakes game for everyone. Shinde, Pawar, Fadnavis himself, and then the question of MVA just ahead of 2024. Maybe it's a Russian roulette. Anyone can get shot, and they're still playing this game.
I think the most important is the 5th of May judgment. You know, if it goes against Eknath Shinde, I think his goose is cooked. He will be left in the lurch, and I don't think BJP or anybody can help him out. If Sharad Pawar still doesn't live up to his famous reputation and sides with Mahavikas Aghadi as they have done before, and if the Mahavikas Aghadi doesn't crack up, I think they have a good shot of forming the government. And it'll be very interesting to see, what will happen to Devendra Fadnavis, because this will be the second time he would be let down by Ajit Pawar faction, and or rather the shenanigans of Mr. Sharad Pawar. So it'll be very, I think it will impact the politics of Maharashtra like never before.
But Ajit Pawar, when he said initially, I think Fadnavis went ahead and tend to have put a lot of faith in Ajit Pawar when he said that he's got 35 MLAs with him initially when he started for the 4-day. But that was not the truth. He couldn't deliver on the ground. So here they were saying that immediately he wouldn't be made a chief minister. He would have to prove his strength first, and then probably his accommodation into the party would be seen.
See, I think prove the strength is a very tricky question. You cannot prove the strength unless you actually have done a surgical operation of the party, the political party, and the question is yet not decided whether it's legislative, as Ashok was just pointing out. It's
split in the political party or
split in the political party. The case will go to court come what may. And and even if there is a split, usually the split is now to make it Ayaram Gayaram proof. What they have done is that the party which splits has to join another party. So will Ajit Pawar be in a position to join the BJP and then demand the same kind of extract the same kind of concessions which is demanding right now? So that will be a very, very important question to look forward to. Or will his party be allowed the status of the real NCP, with
that's what most
with
of
the aura of Sharad Pawar looming large over the party? Will he be able to exercise that? Is a $1 million question. I don't see that happening until unless Mr. Sharad Pawar blesses the split or the split
basically
in the political
does a
party.
Devegowda where he says the son has taken that decision, but I am with the Congress. So you give two different kind of role in it. But again, that we are just speculating about what exactly could happen in such a situation. Ashok Bagare, another issue that would come is that fight over the party symbol, the election symbol. That is going to be another protracted thing to prove that you are the original ones who are. Again, this factor would be that the political party and the legislative party.
Well, that situation will only arise if the Ajit Pawar breakaway faction claims that they are the original NCP. Now, Brijesh still pointed out that the person who will have the last word on this game will be Sharad Pawar. Now, Sharad Pawar has been known to be a very wily and a shrewd politician who plays his cards very close to his chest. We do not know what is he going to play. Now, in a situation like this, we have had a situation less than a year back in Maharashtra when there was a split in the Shiv Sena. However, in the NCP, we have a situation where the person who is the founding father of NCP is still around, and he still has a substantial
Clout
following and clout on the ground. Now, for these questions of who constitutes the original party and the election commission stepping in and deciding whether there's just a split in the legislative party or the political party will come at a later stage. But first, we'll have to cross the first hurdle, whether Ajit Pawar
will take that step.
Will take that step. Secondly, does he have the numbers? And if he does not have the number, will the MLAs who've gone with Ajit Pawar, will they be disqualified? Will the government be formed? So it's a series of steps to the formation of the government, and most importantly, whether the Supreme Court will rule against Eknath Shinde faction in this battle which is playing out.
No, we were discussing all these variables that are there and how it would be effective on the ground and whether it will produce the kind of political drama that we are anticipating towards and whichever way they are planning to have. But again, as you said, everything is with Sharad Pawar and all depends on Sharad Pawar. 2024, I think Maharashtra has one of 48 parliamentary seats is what I think Maharashtra has. So it is an important state for the opposition. They cannot let it go. So, and the BJP of course will also be looking at that number of seats. So is it 2024 that is defining this entire thing, or is it the local politics that's behind this?
I think the immediate concern is the 5th May judgment, because they don't want to be on the erring side and they don't want to be caught unawares. I think this is the reason why
insurance policy.
Insurance policy. Everybody is trying to reach out to Ajit Pawar. They have kind of unsuccessfully also gauged the mood of Ajit Pawar. He's not averse to siding with Devendra Fadnavis. So we know they know the mind, but all they have to do is to ensure that they are able to get the required number, and they also get the number with the blessings of Sharad Pawar, so he doesn't do what he did to them last time. And the other important issue is that there's a figures of a survey which is doing rounds, where it has given a good number of seats to the Mahavikas Aghadi, because initially the assumption was that that post the split and losing the power, Uddhav Thackeray will become a poor caricature of his earlier past. But now there is some sort of sympathy factor also going in for Uddhav Thackeray, and that is manifesting it in the survey which is being talked about. So the BJP would definitely not want to take that risk in 2024. It's a very important election for the BJP, though they are head and shoulders above the rest of the oppositions put together, but still they would not want to take any chance. I mean, BJP plays it foolproof, and this is how they would want their approach to 2024 be.
Well, thank you, Brajesh. Thank you, Ashok, and thank you, Tare, as well as Sanjay, for speaking to us. And it's been one of the most interesting debates that we had, in fact, taken into account about what could actually happen in Maharashtra. Well, with that as a wrap on this News 9 program. Stay tuned for further programs ahead.